Alright. Now this is something different. Actually going into blind this time. This is a fan game and well, I played only V3 among the regular Danganronpa games. I have seen other people play the first one and the second one, and I have mixed feelings about the franchise, I suppose you could say. I liked some aspects of it and I really liked it as a kid, but looking back, I'm not sure how to feel about it, but the art style looked really cute, so I'm just gonna start. Yeah, I tried to begin the game, but I decided I should record it anyway, so that's why it says load game, but I haven't done anything yet, so going into a blind. Got it. Alright, should probably click. The heart of a man is very much like the sea. It has its storms, it has its tides, and in its depths it has a heart too, I think. Ooh. Ring indeed. That is a persistent ring. What is that sound? I don't know who this is, but oh god, more ringing. Oh, okay. Ooh, is this like a hotel room? Looks fancy. I opened my heavy eyelids to an unfamiliar room. Oh, the UI is very Danganronpa, I like it. Oh. Guess I was asleep, but where am I? This isn't my room. I turned my head to the right to see a small, old-fashioned alarm clock on the nightstand. The time read 7:30. In the morning. I assume it's in the morning. 7:30? In the morning or evening? I reached over to stop the alarm when I suddenly felt a dull pain in the back of my head. Ooh, so we got bonked. We got hit over the head. Ow. I sat up from my bed to rub my head and shut off the alarm. The pain subsided quickly, and it was then that I fully take in my surroundings. I found myself in a comfortable room. Soft lighting rested against the warm-colored walls. The furniture was devoid of any dust or dirt, and the bed itself was extremely plush. An unassuming painting hung just above my head. I scooted from the center of the bed, kicked my feet out from under the covers, and began perusing the room of its amenities. A roomy closet, a small writing desk in the corner, and a single bathroom. It was overall a rather luxurious room without seeming overly elegant in its design. I agree, it's a nice room. Very hotel room-esque. The room is comfortable enough, but how on earth did I get here? Am I imagining this? I hope I didn't hit my head. I went to the bathroom, turned the cold tap, and let my cupped hands fill with a crisp water before splashing my face. Oh my god, it was so cute! Oh, I love the art style so much, oh my god. The chill snapped my senses awake as I took a moment to collect myself. Well, as far as I can tell, at least I'm in one piece. I noticed my everyday coat was on the hanger behind me. I pulled the coat on and adjusted myself. Is it like a school uniform, maybe? Oh, we're gonna get an introduction, are we? It wouldn't hurt to recall the basics. Oh my god, was so pretty. My name is Echo Pine. Good name. Great name. I am a student at Coal Mine Institute, coming toward the end of my final year. My best friend is Ashley. Ashley! The last thing I remembered was seeing my best friend Ashley off for the day as she went to take care of her horses. She had horses? Like multiple? Awesome. Ashley. I wondered if she made it home all right. I admit I was a little less thorough in making sure she made it into a house that late afternoon, but I'm sure she's alright. Or I hope. I racked my brain thinking about that evening. Ooh, house? Is that our place, or is it maybe Ashley's house? Oh my god, is that Ashley? Oh, she's so pretty, what the hell? Alright, thanks for the lift. I don't know what she's gonna sound like, but this is what we'll go with for now. And be careful with your ankle. I can't believe you insisted on driving, even though it's sprained. It's no problem at all. Besides, my ankle is almost done healing, so it's no big deal. It's not like I drive with that foot anyway. I'm just worried since I can't walk you to the door. But why does she need to be walked to the door exactly, I wonder? I wanted to see if Applejack was in a petting mood tonight. Oh, it's called Applejack. That's so cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. My house is right there. You don't need to worry. Her name is Ashley Westbridge. Good surname. Good name. Good designs. Good names. Man, I'm looking forward to this. And if she is, I'll make sure to give that kitty a good scratching for you. Scratching words. It's a cat? Oh my god. Alright, thanks. Night, Ash. Good night, Echo. Oh, she's so cute. I hope we see her again. Oh no, that was accidental. I left the car in park and watched as Ashley crossed the lawn. I declined putting any more strain on my left ankle since it was still recovering from a sprain, but I remained vigilant. Her porch light wasn't on, so as she got closer to her house, she faded into the evening shadows. I waited a few more minutes until I heard her front door close. Click. Okay, time to get back. Beautiful sunset, by the way. Oh my god, I love us. I shifted back into the drive and let the wheels crawl before accelerating. But upon my slow graze across the gravel, I didn't see her living room light turn on. Why are we so worried about her? Is there like a problem? I was worried, but I was certain I heard her front door close. Was I really certain, though? I remember clearly driving off. Oh no, I couldn't read that before. Yeah. Hold on, let me just read that. I remember clearly driving off, not seeing her living room light turn on, then nothing. Nothing. Suddenly, a darkness welled up inside me. Was I in this strange, unknown remote location because I didn't make sure my friend was safe in her home? No? Why would we assume this? What's our deal? What's Echo's deal here? I'm quite curious, actually. No, that would be absurd. Those two things can't be linked together just because I was less cautious than usual. I combed through my room once more and realized I didn't have any of my personal possessions on hand or in the room itself. No phone to call Ashley to make sure she's okay. Sure, there was an ancient landline service phone in the room, but I didn't know where I was to begin with. I started to panic. I had to get out of here. I got so caught up in both my head and an I got so caught up in both my head and an unprovoked fear that I threw the door open with full force, nearly hitting the person just outside. Oh, great first impression. And that person just happened to be Ashley? Whoa, watch it! Ash? Huh? Echo? It was strange. The very friend I thought I suffered a consequence for not making sure they made it home safe was standing right in front of me for some inexplicable reason. You're okay. Ashley Westbridge, a dear old friend of mine. She's what some people would call a horse girl, which seems like a vague thing to call someone who just happens to tend to equines. That's funny. That irrelevant thought aside. Yeah, of course I'm okay. But what about you? You're as pale as a ghost. I just got a little worked up is all. I woke up in this unknown place and I thought it was because I didn't see your lights go on in your house before I drove off. I feel like you need to be more worried about this, Echo, that the fact that we're in an unfamiliar place. I read a lot of the thoughts that stirred my fears just moments ago. Echo, it's okay. You don't have to worry about a thing. I made it home to take care of Hyperion, all in one piece. I was just a little tired is all, so I went straight to the stables behind the house and took the back door entrance. Sorry I worried you. Soundtrack! Ashley wrapped me in a big familiar hug, and I immediately felt calm. Ashley, I don't trust you. Why are you so normal about this? Why are you not surprised I'm here? That's the question, I think. Also, I love your outfit. I love you. You look awesome. Thanks, Ash. I know I shouldn't get so worked up about stuff like that, but sometimes I can't help it. No, you should be worked up. I mean, not about what happened at our house, but about the fact that you're in an unfamiliar place. This is not our house or anything. How do you think you got here? You know, one thought led to another and I just jumped to the worst possible conclusion. Oh, Echo, you needn't fret so much. You'll make yourself sick with worry. However, I can totally understand where your worry might have come from, especially in this scenario. Yeah, just where are we? Thank you for asking. Yes, that is the question. With my mind and heart at ease. Really? You're at ease? Fair enough, I guess. I discussed the situation with Ashley. I told her that I woke up not long ago thanks to the provided alarm clock, and her experience was just the same. She too felt the dull pain of a lingering headache upon awakening. And she too felt a brief moment of confusion due to the unknown setting. I couldn't find any of my possessions in my room. I tried to find my phone to call you, but no luck. I don't have anything of note in my room either. I don't have any of my things with me, like my satchel or phone. Man, she's either gonna be a bad guy or gonna die, I think. I'm really worried, because I really like her so far. It's odd. Although there weren't any answers to the obvious questions like how did we get here, where are my things, etc., I strangely feel comfortable here. Oh, so maybe there's a meta reason that we're so okay with all of this. I think it might be that super plush bed. Not gonna lie, I'd really like that back home. Yeah, we're like so chill about this. We laughed amongst ourselves and decided to explore what seemed to be some sort of mansion. I still felt uneasy, but thanks to seeing a familiar face, I felt a little safer. I closed my door behind me and noticing there was a plaque? Yes, a plaque that was adorned with a symbol of my high school. Looking further down the hall, I saw the various other door plaques shared the same features. I spotted Ashley's right away as well. It seems her room is just adjacent to mine across the hall. Is it that one? It has a different logo. Looks like there's some other students here as well. Other plaques with school emblems, I'm assuming. Seems that way. Although I haven't ran into anyone yet. Not literally like you, of course. Very funny. The whole interior was all very ornate, with dark wood lining the walls and candle sconces lighting the path. The dark wood floor was covered in a thick woven rug that created a path towards an opening in the hallway. God, this is just an English test for me today. I think I can hear some others down the hall. Ashley took the lead as we curiously walked through the hall, taking in the ambience as we gazed at the miscellaneous paintings of nature that hung on the wall. The sound of lively conversation grew louder as we approached the connecting rooms. Ooh, there we go. This is made on Renpai, which is awesome. I love Renpai. Nice room. I really like the backgrounds, actually. Like the lineless style. Looks pretty. Sure enough, there were 3 other people having a lively chat in the foyer. Blue hair and blue eyebrows. Nice. Ooh. Hey, you two! Good of you to make it! I was wondering how many other people were going to come around. You could just count how many doors with plaques there are in the living quarters hallway. Nah, I'm not attentive enough to something like that. I'll just figure something out from how many of you I've made up with. You're awfully carefree, aren't you? Yeah, because I have good company with you lovely folks. ... These are awesome designs, by the way. Oh, come on, what's with the cold shoulders? I'm just here to have a good time. Oh, I love this person. The person with the hat continued preoccupying his present less than willing company with his lively conversation. I quietly took in the atmosphere of the foyer before approaching the group. The main clearing was huge. It featured the shiny white marble floor extending into the 2 spiraling staircases on either side of its circular walls. An elevator resided in the center of the wall, opposite from the front door. A beautiful grand chandelier hung from the center of a marble ceiling, just above a modest table at ground level. Can't wait till it falls and kills someone. Sorry, that maybe won't happen? I don't know. It could. Who knows? The wooden table itself was rather bare, only containing a decorative flower vase and a very polite note printed on premium-grade cardstock. Speaker, thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Please make your welcome official by signing in utilizing the bracelets that have been provided. Simply tap the bracelet to the digital kiosk that is located at the foot of the stairs. Okay. Ooh, it says our name on it. I lifted my left wrist to see the bracelet in question. It was a light, simple thing, a rose gold plate with my name on it strung into a bracelet with a small chain of the same color. I hadn't even noticed it until now. Ashley was admiring hers just as I did. Her bracelet hung on her right wrist, just above her own wood cuff bracelet. I looked over at the other students' wrists as well, and they all had the same thing, albeit presumably with their own names. What was the purpose of these things, anyway? Rather than get absorbed in the wonderings about the small decoration, I decided to join in the small conversation. Hello there. Have you three already scanned your bracelets? Yes. We've all convened here just a few minutes ago. I'd recommend you scan your bracelets on the kiosk as well, since it grants access to the rooms after the welcome. Oh, well, don't mind if I do. I went over the aforementioned kiosk that was nestled strangely within the luxurious decor. The kiosk displayed a simple map of the first floor layout by default. The foyer led up to 4 locations: the living quarters, the dining hall, the study, and the theatre. I held up my wrist close to the screen and it quickly detected my bracelet, displaying a sparse summary of information, my name and profile picture. Echo Pine, we are so pretty. Thank you for signing in. You may now roam the first floor freely. If you didn't do this, you would immediately die when you went into the living quarters. Your bracelet corresponds to your room and your room alone. They are paramount to keeping your personal room and its belongings safe. Please take care of it. So when's it gonna get stolen? Please make yourself comfortable with all the given accommodations. And once again, welcome. The screen went to the original map screen as it was before I scanned my bracelet. I stepped aside to let Ashley sign in as well, and in the meantime, got to introducing myself to the other students. Hi there, I'm Echo Pine, and this is my friend, Ashley Westbridge. Nice to meet you all. Likewise, I'm Arturo Compopiano. Wait, Arturo Compopiano. Wait, I'm gonna do that again, now that I know a little bit how to pronounce his name. Likewise, I'm Arturo Compopiano, but just art is perfectly fine. Missy Vesper, the pleasure is all mine. Canon Ota. Have you all met before? That would be a negative. Nothing like making new friends there, right? Conan said nothing, instead letting out a loud sigh with absolutely no subtlety in hiding her annoyance towards art's enthusiasm. I see. That said, you mentioned you two are acquainted? Oh, yeah. We were pen pals the summer before high school started and we just became close over time. That's quite endearing. Oh, I like her. I thought she was gonna be like I am the stuck-up one who is very serious all the time, but she's actually kind of nice, which is good. Oh, thank you? I didn't expect that kind of answer from Missy. Maybe she's the type to secretly cry at romantic movies. That's what I said. Well, if we're all signed in, why don't we visit the dining hall? I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel tea is in order after waking up. I agree. I'm in favor of this idea. I like to explore afterwards as well. Yeah, I wonder who else we're gonna run into. This is exciting. Missy walked briskly towards the dining hall, which was just opposite of the living quarters hall where we entered the foyer. Art followed quickly after, which just left Kanon back in the giant clearing. I'll explore at my own pace, thank you. Oh, okay. I suppose we'll see you later? With a curt and definitive statement, Kanon made her case stating that she was going to stay put in the foyer. Ashley and I followed the other two into the dining hall, leaving Kanon to her business. Dining hall, woo! The dining hall was rather small and intimate. A single long woodcraft table and modest chandelier created the centerpiece. A black marble fireplace with a natural painting hanging just above decorated the far wall. The table setting bore 16 chairs, 14 on each side and 2 on the heads of the table. The table was already decorated with light accessories, candelabra, small vases of flowers, and an encyclopedia about ships. That's cool. The room itself was connected to a small kitchen, one with the usual kitchen staple appliances, an oven, a refrigerator, a large dishwashing sink, a gas range, and all the utensils and tools one might need. A small storehouse pantry was off to the side, with nothing really with nothing of really edible interest to the common person. Wow, this place is super loaded, huh? Is he like a surfer? I wonder, because of like the wetsuit I think that he's wearing. Art made a beeline for the 2 side rooms, poking in and out of the dining hall between the pantry and the kitchen. Missy, on the other hand, gazed slowly around at the dining hall itself. It's a very fine setting, but not so much that it feels oppressively high-end. Yeah, everything looks to be in order for a good meal. Art finally stopped pacing around and sat at one of the seats, kicking his feet up on the table as he looked around the room. Missy noticeably shook her head at the action. But, where's everyone? This place seats like a bunch of people, but there are only 5 of us. I wonder if no one else spoke up yet. Maybe others ignored their alarms? Some people like to sleep in and all. Yeah, but when they woke up in an unfamiliar room? I don't know if they do that, Echo. I approached the natural painting above the fireplace, admiring the soft colours and brushwork. As I stood in front of it, the painting faded out to reveal what looked like an emblem. Oh, it's like a screen thing. Ooh. Following the display of the emblem screen, an announcement came from overhead speakers within the room. The voice silvery and modulated. Oh boy, how am I going to do that? Speaker. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have a lovely stay. Feel free to utilize the kitchen to your heart's content, or if you're unable to, you may use the automated cook feature by tapping your bracelet on the kitchen's digital kiosk and selecting a meal. Or if neither of those suit your particular tastes, you may consult your group's ultimate level kitchen hand. The emblem disappeared, returning the screen to its initial artwork display. But what did that mean? What's an ultimate level kitchen hand? Yeah, that's a great question. Very Danganronpa. Because, yeah, it's a Danganronpa game. I turned to ask one of the other students, but it looked like Art had already figured it out. Or rather, figured something out. Whatever he started going on about next made no sense to me. Oh, I get it! This is a safe house for a private group provided for us as we signed up for the preservation project. Huh? You signed up to be here? Yeah, of course. If I guessed correctly, we all seem to be ultimate students. There's some ultimate vibes in this room, don't you think? Oh, so they're all ultimates and we're totally not, aren't we? Yes, that seems to be the case. What's an ultimate student? Oh, don't tell me you don't know. Oh man, what are you even doing here? Ultimate students are typically high school students that super excelled in their field of expertise. They're often scouted by groups with various intentions, virtuous or nefarious. Oh, okay. Very transparent. Like it. They will often have a focused set of skills that makes their abilities desirable to certain people, and with good reason. If that's the talent you can think of, there's probably an ultimate student out there that'll knock your socks off with their amazingness. So you're saying everyone here is super talented? You're kidding, right? You've been walking around this whole time with Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate jockey, and you didn't even know? Oh, well that's sad. Ashley never told us? Ashley! Oh, shot. Huh? Ultimate jockey? I don't really talk about my talent outside my usual day-to-day. Oh, that's a really cute sprite. I've heard of Ashley Westbridge's accomplishments. She can wrangle just about any horse and ride him to victory. Oh, she really is a horse girl. It's quite impressive to be able to tame such creatures, and any variety nonetheless. However, I've read that you excelled best with your main partner, Hyperion, a Pinto Treckener. I'm sorry, I know nothing about horses. Oh my, I didn't realize my achievements were so widely regarded. It's a little embarrassing hearing others remark upon them. Wow, even so. I looked over to Ashley, who, despite the sudden grandeur, looked as modest as ever. Honestly, I just thought you were a typical horse girl. I don't know whether to find that humbling or insulting to my talent. So Ashley held the title of Ultimate Jockey, huh? I was curious to know what that implied. I never knew her to be particularly eccentric when it came to her lifestyle at the stables. Oh my god, I couldn't say that sentence for the life of me. For how long during our friendship did she have that title? Enough about me. What about you two? I admit I can't really put a talent to either of your names. With this newfound knowledge of the situation, I was curious to learn about the other students here. I want to give Art a different accent. Maybe, what was their name again? Like the full name. Maybe Italian, even though I'm not great at that. We'll see. Okay, I guess we'll just bite the bullet and do Art first. Your name is Art, right? May I ask what your talent is? Full golfer. Cute. I was like, maybe like diameter. Sure, I'm the ultimate golfer. Oh, how about that one? That's like kind of Irish, maybe? No, Scottish, maybe? I don't know what accent it is, but I will go for it for now, I guess. You're so cute. Oh my god. You know, total holes in one all day, every day. Okay, well, it's gonna fluctuate. Wow, how did you manage that? I guess really good aim. I don't know. Can't stand having to put more energy into extra strokes, so I make the first and last one count. I don't know. I can't stand having to put my energy into extra strokes, so I make the first and last one count. Nah, that's not gonna work. Whatever, we'll just continue what I used to do. What kind of reasoning was that to become a pro golfer? That's an interesting way to go about it. I can't even imagine being able to control the club like that. It took a lot of practice for sure. I used to golf a lot with my grandpa. It was all in good fun back in the day, so I guess I never really thought about it as my work, you know? I've flopped a few times, sure, but who doesn't? Art seems to have taken a lot of pride with this title. It's admirable. Admirable. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that. It's admirable. Missy Vesper. What those individual groups or institutions do with the students is beyond me. I've not heard of many stories of success or failure from anyone who has had the luxury of being accepted. In any case, don't take much stock in the title, is all I'm saying. I have to admit though, I am rather curious of the titles now that the subject has been brought up. That's understandable. I am the ultimate tactician. Whoa, you're Odysseus? Nice! Tactician? Like battle tactics? No, it's more like political campaign tactics and strategies. The less interesting of the two people usually think of. Fair enough, that's also very interesting, I think. Though, I assume that means that you're involved with things that you would probably rather not be involved with. Politics at 17 doesn't seem ideal. I've been at the forefront of numerous political campaigns and battles, many of which I've been employed to strategize against by opposing forces. Really? Aren't you basically manipulating the winner outcome then? Well, that's what strategy is. The choice is not mine, but the people's. I simply put the message out, framing it in the most self-beneficial way possible for each side. I think political campaigns can be interesting. But wouldn't Ultimate Campaign Manager be a more appropriate title? Well, I'm not the one who came up with the title. I see. Missy seems to be a very self-assured person who doesn't seem to care much for the extravagance of an ultimate title implies. An ultimate title implies. That's nice, I really like her. Such captivating talents. I'd love to watch one of your games, Art. Aw, it's nothing. I bet horse racing is much more interesting. Probably, I'm not interested in either personally, but I think it's very cool for these people to do it. Indeed, your feats of athleticism are quite impressive. Yeah, I admit it's hard to imagine. It's really not such a big deal, Echo. Honestly, the whole ultimate student thing feels a tad blown out of proportion. It's just so refreshing. I really like the way this is written compared to Danganronpa. So far, we'll see how it goes, but I really like it. Sensing Ashley was done with the praise, I shifted the topic. Well, now that we're acquainted, why don't we look around some more? Looks like there's more to be seen upstairs. Oh, yes, it was a pleasure talking to you two. Don't be a stranger, we can explore together. Art's echoing voice sounded through the dining hall. Oh man, the kitchen features are cool! What's this? Clang. Just drops everything. On second thought, I might keep an eye on Art for a while. I am sure he won't mind the company. Oh no, I was about to say that I really liked you and then you went away immediately. Alright, we'll see you around. Ashley and I stepped out of the dining hall into the foyer once more. Kanon didn't stay for long. The foyer was devoid of her presence. What a way to put it. It was devoid of her presence. Where to? There are stairs going up, but I think we should check out the entirety of this floor first. I was thinking the same. Why don't we pick up where we go next? Why don't you pick where we go next? That's what she said. Sure. The other locations are the study and the theatre. Let's visit the theatre. I want to see the theatre. Let's go to the theatre. Let's go to the theatre. T8 sounds next to T sounds are like my biggest enemy. Ashley and I walked across the hallways to our next location, the theatre. The theatre was something to behold. Although it was a fairly intimate scene with a few rows of seats and a medium-sized stage, it still had an air of elegance thanks to the decor. The rich red velvet curtains, oh my god. The rich red velvet curtains glowed underneath the gaze of a bright spotlight. The stage itself was occupied by 3 students who seemed to be having a heated discussion. Oh boy. Oh god. You really want to stand by that theory? Hey, to each their own. I'm not looking at you for not thinking the obvious. Let's settle down, please. Absolutely not. I have no intention of changing my view on the scoundrel. Jeez, scoundrel? That's cold, especially to a stranger. You two don't need to get so heated about something like this. Oh, what? Who's talking? Oh, this one? It's an important matter between two strongly opinionated people. So we agree on that matter. Maybe I should cut in? Yeah, so they'll tell me their name so I know who's talking. What's going on here? The three turn around, surprised, presumably from not being able to see me at the unlit foot of the stage. Need you ask such a foolish question? We're discussing the dire and apparently questionable existence of this. The white-haired student crouched down to reveal a painting that was turned away from the audience. It was a framed picture of what looked like inkblot art. Yeah? Oh, I see. You're trying to figure out what the painting is. Yes. And what do you see? I stared at it for a moment and looked up at it through patiently, in all seriousness, waiting for my answer. Yeah. I'll have to think about it. No immediate answer. I felt his judging eyes pierce my soul. It's a dog. Not everything has to be a dog. It's clearly an elephant. So, just a different four-legged animal. The conversation seemed pretty heated. I might have better luck if I just talk to them individually. Let's talk to the girl, well, I don't know if they're a girl, but the apron-wearing student first. Because they seem to be the most calm and normal one here. The girl who was caught in the middle of the quarrel stepped down from the stage and left the other two to glare at each other in silence. Oh, Espère, maybe French. Maybe you can do French for this. Not my best performance, but who cares? Pandora Espère, nice to meet you. Likewise, I'm Echo Pine. Echo Pine. I hope we get along. So, I was informed that this little group of students is composed of students that have ultimate talents. Did you happen to have a title of some sort? Oh yes, I am known as the Ultimate Baker. Oh, that's really cute. That's awesome. And yourself? About that, I don't seem to know. I don't think I have one, if I'm being honest. Ah, that's refreshing after Danganronpa 2. I'm kidding. That's no matter. It doesn't make you any more or less of a person. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad. So, what do you think the painting is? I am not really sure myself, but for something as ambiguous as that, it can be whatever the viewer wants to be, n'est-ce pas? She is French. Yeah, you did something right. I suppose so. Perhaps it isn't the subject of this piece that is the most important, but rather it is the emotions it conveys to the individual. Black and white are quite striking colors to work with, are they not? There's a lot of symbolism behind those two simple colors. But I can only wonder if the artist behind the piece enjoyed creating it. The art wouldn't have come to life otherwise, so I don't see why not. I agree. Pandora, she's such a warm presence. I really like her. Please don't die. Okay, white-haired student. I guess we'll just go with these two in order. I visited the white-haired student on the stage. So, about the painting, I think I do see the elephant. No need to feign understanding. I am quite self-assured that the painter's intention was to illustrate an elephant, as abstract as it appears. Yeah, I'm going to make him very posh because that seems to be how he talks. I stared at the painting a little while longer. The more I looked at it, the more I willed it into being what he claimed was the true subject. To be honest, I'm seeing like a girl with, that's like a dress, and that's a girl with like pigtails of some kind. I don't know, but that's what I see. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything within the shapes. I mean, can you really not make up an elephant, like with this being a trunk, maybe? I mean, I can see where he's coming from. So, do you have an eye for this kind of thing? You have a butterfly in your shirt and on your scarf. That's cool. Ahime. Where are you from? An eye for abstract art? I may, my friend. I am not an ultimate artist. I'm the ultimate opera singer. Well, that explains stuff. Hold on. So interested being as encompassing as a... hold on. Although there is a rhetoric stating the idea that the author is dead, so my interpretation is just as valid, since interpreting is an art form as well. Therefore, what I do as a performer could be an extension of that rhetoric, being as I encompassing written down character on stage, acting and projecting that suggested emotion while utilizing my own interpretation of the experience. Oh, that's cool, actually. I kind of wish we got to listen to it. He rambled on about something a bit further before stopping himself. He could have kept going, my guy. Right. So what's your name? Your name is Forte Solo? That's a cool name. You're an opera singer. So are you Italian, maybe? Ah, but where are my manners? Forte Solo are charmed, I'm sure. Is that something? I feel like that's something. Yeah, I like you. Oh, that's one of the music things. Sorry, I'm not that well versed in music. He gave a deep bow as he introduced himself. Okay, so this man is very theatrical. Good to have in mind. Slowly rose and went to look at the painting some more, indicating an end to the conversation. He sure has some interestingly placed dramatic moments. I was hoping to talk to him some more so I could practice his accent. And you... Hello, Kokichi. No, I'm kidding. Probably. You never know. I approached the student wearing the fur-lined jacket. So, about the painting, I think I do see the dog. So we just change our opinion based on who we're talking to. Okay. Yeah, well, our name is Echo, so maybe we're just the ultimate copier. No. You don't have to lie. I don't care about what it is. In fact, I don't even know what the painting is either, so I made something up. A dog is an easy thing to imagine. It's just the practice of pareidolia. Pareidolia? Pareidolia? I don't know what that is. The act of perceiving a subject or significance where there is no meaningful interpretation. For example, seeing objects in cloud formations or hearing indistinct voices in random noise. That's cool. And in this case, seeing a dog in an abstract painting. Dogs are common enough animals, yeah? Who doesn't like to think about dogs? Oh, I like him. He knows stuff. That's nice. I like people who know random stuff. It's fun. I think it's cool. I stared at the painting a little while longer. The more I looked at it, the more I willed it to be okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything. How come you can't make out anything, Echo? No, I think that's curious, I think. Isn't it a little cruel to make something up when he's so intense about it? I just wanted him to explain why he saw what he did, but he truly wouldn't, so much for friendly discussion. To each their own, I suppose. Well, anyway, I'm just going around meeting everyone. I would tell you my talent, if I had one. You don't have an ultimate title? Or you can't remember. Oh, he seemed to be muttering under his breath about my last statement, but I paid him no mind and waited for his response. Oh, so he was like, maybe you don't know. No. I'm Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle master, a connoisseur of word puzzles, block puzzles, escape room puzzles, the like. Oh, you're gonna help us maybe with investigations then? Unless you die. I hope not. I kinda like you so far. Also, I love purple. You're very purple. I like purple. Shotting everyone. Now, if you don't mind... Lyle turned back to the painting, ending our conversation abruptly. Why does everyone just leave us? Puzzles, huh? Maybe he was trying to unscramble the shapes in that painting. Maybe maybe he will find out who is running this whole thing and who brought us here. I feel like that's a more important puzzle, but, you know, to each their own. Ashley and I left Forte and Lyle to have their spat in peace. Pandora stayed behind, trying still to settle the two down. Phew. Forte and Lyle were kind of intense, huh? I'll say, I never really had a sharp eye for art, so what they were talking about is beyond me. And Pandora is brave for trying to calm them down. It takes a certain kind of person to want to intervene when things get heated, huh? Yeah, it does. Let's go to the study next. Yeah, let's go to the second place. Ooh, this place is nice! The study was cramped. Encyclopedias that filled to the ceiling covered in an abundance of subjects. Oh my god. I cannot read. Apparently. The study was cramped. Encyclopedias that filled to the ceiling covered an abundance of objects, ranging anywhere from medical to athletic. There was a small office corner provided for studying the tomes in a relative ease. Another digital kiosk stood off to the side, showing a searchable list of books in the study. Ashley observed the kiosk curiously as I gawked at the variety of reading materials stuffed on the shelves. Well, I guess we won't get bored while we're waiting for somebody to kill somebody else. Oh wow! This equestrian encyclopedia was published only 2 years ago. I have an old version, so this could be really interesting. You would be excited about that. What? Now that you know I'm the ultimate jockey, it all makes sense? No? You're still the same old horse girl I know, but with a fancy title. There were 2 other students taking residence in the library, one meekly hiding in the corner, and the other calmly leafing through their book of choice. Oh, hello, you guys are cute. Let's talk to the meek student first. I approached the meek student standing in one of the darker corners of the study. I love your outfit, by the way. I'm tattooed, I think. Hey there. Hey! Sorry to spook you. I was just going around meeting everyone. I'm Echo Pine. I was dragged out of my room by that guy over there. He's evil. I peered over at the aforementioned person who just looked to be calmly inspecting the row of books. Evil. I love your piercings, by the way. Awesome. Ugh, fine. He didn't drag me out. I ran into him when I was wandering around. I just wanted to be alone in the study. But why'd you lie about that? She shot me a troubled glance after admitting her lie. Can you tell me about yourself? Me? I'm Seikono. I'm a watchmaker. That is cool as fuck. That's awesome. Would you then be called... Oh my god. Would you then by chance be called the ultimate watchmaker? Yeah, I guess you could say that. I just tinker with watches and stuff. They go for really high prices apparently, but I don't particularly care for the money. Oh my god, you're so cute. Once offered me 3 luxury cars for a single watch. You must have some very well-admired craftsmanship. I guess so, but I can't even drive. What was I going to do with 3 cars? She climbed up and awkwardly turned back around to face the bookshelf corner. I didn't want to pry, so I just left her alone. Nobody really ends their conversations in this place. Everybody's just like, well, this is over now, bye. Immediately just starts doing something else. Kind of rude. Like, I get that she's very anxious, but like the other guys had no excuse to do that. One student. The green-haired student noticed me approaching him and deftly flipped the book shut with one hand, giving me his full attention. Ooh. What do you sound like? Good morning. Neutral voice, I guess. I immediately felt that attention to be near palpable from his focused gaze alone. Oh, okay. Are you finding everything alright? The study has quite a pleasant atmosphere, wouldn't you agree? Yes. It's very well accommodated. The study, as well as the rest of the facility, are all nicely prepared. Indeed, you could spend days in this well-kept study enriching your mind in regards to whatever subject your heart desires. Oh, so maybe I can give this guy the opera singer guy's voice, because I changed his to being Italian, I think, because he's Italian, I think. Does that sound like an inviting prospect? I don't see why not. The location for ultimate students should be in peak condition, right? This preservation project situation seems to be equipped for comfort. Ah, so you've been made aware of the preservation project. He hesitated, as if chewing meticulously on his next statement. Do you have an ultimate talent? If I'm being honest, I'm not sure I even know what my talent is, considering the situation seems to revolve around it. Everyone I've met so far has some kind of title. I admire your candor. Who knows? You might have some innate skills that you personally think are average. You think so? I feel pretty ordinary, and I've never really been the center of a mass attention for anything in particular. The skill might require a specific habitat, so to speak. Luckily, this appears to be the ideal place and social environment for expanding upon such hidden abilities. However, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Whatever underlying passion or talent you have is for you, and you alone to enjoy. That's reassuring. I feel like I've stumbled into something out of my league with so many skilled students. If you don't mind me asking, what's your ultimate talent? Oh, this guy. I think I've seen like a screenshot of him that he was the ultimate charisma on the itch.io page or something. It's hard to describe. I'm called the ultimate charisma. Cyrus Surik, by the way. Oh, so you're very good at convincing people, etc. You're cool, I like you. I feel like you're gonna be a menace in the future. Nice to meet you. Back at you. A pleasure. I didn't really understand the implication of his title, but I could feel a sort of alluring presence to him. I suppose that's what charisma is. After meeting with the two others in the study, Ashley and I chatted about the other students. So we met Say and Cyrus. Wait, that's me. But Echo, they're right here. Why are you talking about them like they're not here? Did they leave? So we met Say and Cyrus, a watchmaker and a charismatic person, respectively. I suppose one could become talented at improving their characteristics if they wanted to. Aw man, I feel like being the ultimate charisma can lead to some really tough times, actually. Could be similar to managing a brand, perhaps? Maybe. Regardless, they seem nice enough. Yeah, Say seems sweet, if not a little shy. Oh, we're just going back, I guess. Makes sense. Got it. After wandering around the first floor, Ashley and I paused in the living quarters hallway to gather our thoughts. So those are all the available locations on this floor. I guess the rooms are interesting enough, but more importantly, I wonder just how many other students there are. The other students from earlier, Kanon just counted the doors, right? Why don't we go check it out? But who knows if there are more students on other floors? there were stairs going up in the foyer, so we could check that area out too. And speaking of Canon, I wonder what her talent is. Wait, that aside, how did I never know you had a super talent in horse racing? Huh? Well, it just never came up. I knew a lot of people before you who didn't particularly care for how much time I'd spend at the stables and racetracks, so I just stopped bringing it up. Besides, it's just easier to tell people I tend to horses. So, what does being an ultimate level jockey imply? Does that mean you win a lot? Come on, Echo. I don't want to bore you with superficial numbers. I'll just say my win percentage is 44% and top 3 percentage is 84%. Oh, that's really good actually. I don't know what those numbers are supposed to mean. But, Echo, come on. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? I don't know anything about horses, but I think I got that. Anyway, I'm not just a horse girl. I have other pets too. Yeah, like your cat Applejack. Of course you'd remember Applejack. How could I not? She clawed up all my school vests. The deep ringing of a school bell rang across the halls, echoing through the building. Then an announcement came over what seemed to be hidden overhead speakers in the ceiling. Fancy. It is now 9 a.m. The second floor amenities are now open and will stay open until 7 p.m. I guess this is the voice I'm giving the speaker now. It changes every time. Second floor? After the announcement, we saw Pandora filter out of one of the first floor rooms and into the halls. Oh, Ashley and Echo, would you like to visit the second floor with me? Sure. We were just wondering about it as well. By the way, did you get anything to eat from the dining hall? Huh? Oh, no. I was a little distracted by the whole Ultimate Students thing. You're in luck. I made some croissants earlier. Here, help yourself. She produced a two items. Okay, that's fine, just the spelling. It was just a small mistake. She produced 2 items folded in cloth from her apron pocket. I accepted the small cup covered in delight and unwrapped it carefully, revealing a small bite-sized croissant. A heavenly warm aroma filled the halls. From the fragrance alone, I was enveloped in the comfort of feeling the sun's rays on my skin. Oh wow, great! This is some good food. Ashley and I took one each and bit into the flaky, buttery dough. A piece of chocolate inside melted as soon as it hit my tongue. Oh my god, it's a pain au chocolat! Awesome! It was smooth and rich, contrasting the light and sweet crumb of the dough housing it. Oh my god, we're so cute! C'est délicieux. Merci, but it's nothing at all. I just really enjoy baking. The look on people's faces when they smell delectably fresh bread coming out of the oven. The warm fuzzy feeling you get when you eat your favorite food. Such a feeling is priceless. Pandora was right. After enjoying the croissant, I felt an intense nostalgia for my younger days, when I would spend summers running around outside, basking in the fresh afternoon sun. That was the power of an ultimate baker's delicacies, to invoke a warmth and sense of familiarity. What a wonderful thing. Please don't die. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I noticed you two are quite close. Have you met before? Echo's my best friend. We've known each other for 4 years now. Ah, c'est très mimi. A long friendship is something to cherish. Definitely. Echo's always been there for me, even if they are a little worrisome. We do use they, them. Awesome. Hey, how could you say that? I'm just looking out for you. I kid, of course. I really appreciate your concern, but you should think about yourself sometimes too. Pandora smiled sweetly as we had our little back and forth. Sorry. Why don't we get going? No worries, shall we? The three of us walked back down the hallway toward the foyer, where the stairs to the second floor were. Hey, Pandora, Did you meet anyone else this morning? Anyone else? I can't say that I have. So far, I've only been acquainted with you two, Forte and Lyle. Oh, sorry, I thought you might have run into a few others like we have. This morning, I went to the dining hall and then the theatre. Unfortunately, Forte and Lyle kept me from going anywhere else with their argument. If we didn't see you, then you must have woke up much earlier than us, huh? Is that correct? I suppose you could say my internal clock has been tuned to my habits given my day-to-day life. Because she's a baker, they wake up really early to get everything ready, of course. I wake up early to make sure my dough from the last night before has properly risen, prepare any glazes I might need, prep my workstation. Oh, but I must be boring you with my daily routine. No, not at all. It's fascinating, honestly. You're sweet, Echo. Perhaps I'll invite you to help me tomorrow morning. Hope you're awake at 4:30 a.m. Oh, sure. I can't promise I'll be fully awake, though. Pandora laughed lightly in jest as she went over on her merry way up the stairs. Ashley and I followed suit, and we were met with another digital kiosk at the top of the staircase. The screen displayed another map, this time of the second floor locations: the atrium, the spa lounge, the climbing center, and the jazz club. Why do we have an atrium and a jazz club? What kind of mansion has a climbing center in it? Okay, also a very fair question. Maybe the owner is an eccentric rock climber? Maybe the owner is an eccentric rock climber? I think the assortment of activities is presented to cater to the unique tastes of the various students. In fact, the kitchen pantry has a wealth of resources. I was quite surprised to find such fresh and rare ingredients. I imagine other ultimate chefs will be pleased with the selection as well. That's a good point. There was a theatre on the first floor, after all. Forte and the other ultimate performers probably utilized the room as a place to further hone their skills. The Preservation Project. It seemed like this group wanted to accommodate a myriad of intense and unique students. I wondered what kind of group had the ability to provide such a vast selection of activities and resources. Where to first? I'm curious about the climbing center. This mansion must be huge if it can house something exciting like that in here. I'd like to see the spa lounge. It must be a lovely, relaxing space. Echo, why don't you decide? What? Okay. Let's explore the climbing center first because I want to do what Ashley wants. Let's explore the climbing center. We inspected the map for our route to the center and made our way there in no time at all. Whoa, that's big! The climbing center was a vibrant, spacious place. The artificial rock and arch formations that carved the walls reached upwards of what looked to be 3 stories high toward the bright and naturally lit ceiling. Oh my god! And also, rock climbing is such an intense sport. It's insane and very cool also. Off to the side was a preparation locker room full of ropes and harnesses, as well as a small vending machine full of energy drinks and water bottles. Whoa, this place is huge! I can't imagine how anyone gets up there. I craned my neck up, inspecting the array of colorful grips that dotted the sprawling ascending surface. The hanging ropes disappeared into the distance of the light. The world is certainly full of interesting people and talents. Where there's a will, there's a way. Pandora poked out from under one of the 2 arch formations, just as taken with the incredible height as I was. That's for sure. I'm an athlete, but I can't say I excel here. I don't really have a good tolerance for heights. If you don't mind me asking, how did you 2 discover your talents anyway? Ashley pondered the question for a second. Well, I was raised in the countryside on a farm, so it probably came to me like second nature. As a child, going to the racetrack with my father was honestly just another errand. That is, until he let me ride the horses myself. I felt a love for the exhilarating competition at that point. I was homeschooled by my mothers, one teacher and one a prolific baker. They taught me everything I need to know about baking. I also cherished the enjoyment people felt when tasting my baked goods. Eventually, I too felt a love for the task at hand. Wow, you two are truly incredible. Echo, you are an incredible person too. Don't let labels deter you from speaking to us and as anything but your peers. Oh, that is so nice. I'm so glad they act like this. Huh? I don't know about all that. Yeah, Echo. Don't think too much about the title stuff. We're still people, you know? Don't think too much about the title stuff. Such a remarkable feats would be difficult to put aside. They were so humble when talking about their ultimate talents. I wondered if I could ever measure up. After wandering around in the climbing center, we set off to visit the spa lounge. Oh, I was hoping we would find someone here. Well, that's fine. Maybe we've already seen everybody. The spa lounge was serene and welcoming. A shallow pool was laid into the marble floor. A mesmerizing opalescent ceiling mirrored the pool above it. This place is cool. Several simple relaxation lounges lined the walls for general leisure. Off to the side was a storeroom stocked with perfumey inventory of scented oils, bath soaks, and skincare products. Just by the storeroom doorway sat a familiar kiosk. I'd love to spend some time here. Pandora sat in one of the lounge chairs, stretching her arms out above her head before relaxing her hands on her lap. But now that I think about it, are facilities like this meant to be self-run by the residing students? Pandora brought up an interesting observation. The kitchen offered fully automated meals, but they still provided the option of having the student utilize the kitchen and tools. Peeking into the storeroom, I saw a separate hallway of individual private rooms labeled for certain services. Facial, massage, aromatherapy. Hey, you might be right. There are all these little specialized rooms with all sorts of specific equipment. If you consider my talent in arts, there might be a racetrack or golf course outside, along with other outdoor recreation talents like angling or skiing. Perhaps that would be a very exciting prospect. That could mean all the other facilities and activities have features that are tuned accordingly to certain talents. Yeah, just from a glance, I figured the study was just a library, but I suppose there are resources there as well that are fitted for talents that require research or writing. To think such an extraordinary place existed to benefit the many pursuits of equally extraordinary people. So, do either of you do anything special to train for being an ultimate student? Je ne pense pas. Although some could say I bake too much. No, je ne sais pas is like, I don't think so. Although some could say I bake too much, I simply suspect my pastries have ended up in the right hands for me to be considered. I don't really do anything special either. I also race quite a bit, but most of my time is spent plainly practicing. Like Pandora, there may have been a scout in the audience. I honestly couldn't say. I see. Just putting in the hours, so to speak, huh? Perhaps we were just lucky enough to have been selected for this opportunity to meet others cut from the same cloth, right? I couldn't agree more. I am very charmed to be in such delightful company. Neither of them seemed to do anything particularly intensive to earn their title. I wondered about the others, whether or not they were trained, or if they too were just lucky enough to be selected. Oh, this is the jazz club. Wondering about our last destination, we finally came across the jazz club. It was a welcoming venue. Warm furniture and lighting gave the room an air of casual elegance. Table settings for the audience occupied the majority of the space, with a small stage in the corner for the performers. The close proximity between the two made the scene that much more intimate. A small green room was behind the stage curtains, and connected to it was the equipment and instrument storage. The bar opposite the stage had shelves upon shelves of beverages locked behind a sturdy glass case. Are we over 18? I wonder if we can drink. Well, I suppose it depends on which country we're in, if we can drink at 18 or not. A pretty classy atmosphere, huh? I wonder how many ultimate talents have toured this room for performances. Many, I'm sure. It's well kept among the rest of the room, so it'd be no surprise the one would feel comfortable here. Then a thought crossed my mind. Did the music cut out or did something happen? Oh, no, then... Do you think I could be some kind of ultimate jazz performer? Or ultimate bartender? No. Have you ever handled an instrument before? Or mixed beverages? No, but who knows? Maybe if I pick something up, I'll suddenly be stricken with an ultimate talent revelation and play like a pro. Cyrus said maybe it's an innate trait waiting to be discovered. It just occurred to me that perhaps these rooms aren't just for students with existing skills, but they could also be a sandbox for budding talents. I suppose there's no harm in trying. Why not? I'd like to see the moment a talent has been realized. Relieved that they supported my odd idea, I felt a strange confidence rising. You shouldn't. Cheerfully, I went behind the stage and picked an instrument I thought would suit me. Ashley and Pandora both took a seat in the front row and watched in anticipation. I felt like a kid going through a toy box with how many options there were. How about this cello? Go for it. Oh, this is so cute. Across the neck. I laid the bow across the strings. It's gonna be terrible, isn't it? I was nervous, but if what Cyrus said was true, that my talent was waiting to be discovered, I couldn't wait to realize it. I feel like you're going to be disappointed. I took a deep breath and drew the bow. Just do it. And then... This is kind of the sound a violin makes if you play it wrong, I think. Oh my god. Yeah, I think Ashley was expecting this. The sound I created tore through the air like a giant rubber duck was being unceremoniously stepped on. It was awful. I saw Ashley and Pandora flinch from the sound, but they still put on a brave face for my sake. I chuckled nervously and gently placed the instrument back where it originally was. Was it even tuned? I guess that's not it, huh? I wobbled off the stage and plopped down wearily at the table with Ashley and Pandora. I was beyond embarrassed. Ah, don't despair. You just haven't found it yet. Yeah, Echo, not just anyone can handle an instrument. I mean, I thought that thing was supposed to be played like a giant guitar. I'm surprised you even knew the approach to holding it. I've seen performers before, so I just imitated what I saw. Oh, that makes sense. Pandora held my hand in a firm grasp. Listen, we're going to find out what your talent is. Why are we assuming I have one? Maybe I just don't. Maybe I'm here for a different reason. If you have to play 100 instruments poorly, at least we'll know we're one step closer to reaching our goal. Pandora reassured me and Ashley, and Ashley gave me a warm smile. Thanks, you two. Come, let's keep exploring. That was cute. It's so cute. Oh my god. Can't wait till it all goes completely wrong. We left the jazz club. That we did. Outside the room, we ran into an unperturbed Cyrus and Lyle in the hallway at the foot of the entryway. Hello there! Having a fulfilling time exploring? Yeah, totally. I still felt a little exasperated from the cello mishap, but tried to play it off as best I could. What's up with you? Don't tell me you're already tired. There's still a lot to explore. Lyle, please. It isn't a race to make ourselves familiar with all the different rooms. No. We were actually just about done over here anyway. It was just my luck that the room appeared to be soundproof. Based on that lack of an adverse reaction, it seems neither Cyrus nor Lyle heard the disastrous sounds of a cello being poorly utilized. Then the sound of ringing and a voice rang out through the speakers. Your attention, please. All students assemble in the second floor atrium for a special welcome ceremony. This voice changes every time. I'm sorry, it just happens. The 5 of us collectively made our way to the requested location, chatting about our discoveries along the way. Now then, let's see if we missed any people. The end of the second floor hall led directly into a spacious, airy locale. Natural light poured in from the high glass ceiling. The lush trees that framed the circular lobby reached towards the sky, well past the ring of decorative plants that occupied the second floor. Small shrubbery lined the base of the trees in a circular fashion, following and framing the ellipse shape of the room. A well-maintained living wall lined the first floor's foundation. A bronzed globe at the center of the atrium drew the room together. Light and warmth flooded my body, filling me with serenity. Whoa! A familiar, excitable voice cut through the air, disturbing that serenity. Check this place out! Dang, wouldn't it be awesome if they had a mini-golf setup in here? How cute would that be? Plenty cute. Yeah, sure, whatever. Art and Missy entered the atrium from the foyer stairway entrance. I was surprised to see Missy still hanging with Art, along with timid Say trailing behind them, no less. Slowly, our populace gathered in the center of the atrium hall. Conan and Forte leisurely made their way in much later than the rest of us, but arrived regardless. I saw all the students I had previously met, but afterwards no one else came. Kind of a tiny class, huh? Yeah, but we're all cute, so... There were 10 of us, including myself. Oh, I love Kanan's outfit, oh my god. Art whispered the same observation I made. It was true that our class was rather small, but were we really going to be doing anything here? I considered calling a group of students a class was only appropriate. A hologram visual was represented from the centerpiece globe. A familiar voice came in from the overhead speakers. It was the same announcer from earlier in the dining hall. This special announcement indicating the welcome of all present students. This is a special announcement, sir. The Preservation Project Group would like to humbly welcome you all to your provided safe house. As you are well aware, this safe house has been sequestered off from the growing concerns of disaster. You need not worry any longer of those concerns here. What? Disaster? I peered across the room to see expressions of affirmation. Everyone seemed to have relating concerns. I knit my brow. As ultimate students, we provided you with the best amenities and environments to most efficiently cultivate your skills and talents in utter safety. You may utilize the facilities to the fullest extent during the requisite hours. However, do not think of this simply as a safe house. This location is more than equipped for you to thoroughly indulge yourselves in exquisite experiences. You are invited to enjoy yourselves freely. Welcome all to the apothegm. Apothegm? Awesome! Art audibly pumped his fist in the air. Although no one else displayed such a loud presentation of excitement, the other students were vividly talking amongst themselves at the prospect of such a blessing regardless. The projection cut out as the announcement concluded. The students began to wander again, likely to try out what the climbing center and spa lounge had to offer. Everyone seemed to be breaking into their own groups while I stood still. I was excited, but a feeling of uncertainty stirred in the depths of my mind, suffocating my enthusiasm. Yeah, what's with the disaster stuff? Did I really belong here? As far as I knew, I wasn't an ultimate student. No intense talents, no masterful skills, not even interesting experiences. I started to feel sick with anxiety. Hey, Echo, I'm going to the spa with Pandora. Would you like to join us? Ashley's voice brought me out of my thoughts. No thanks. You two go on ahead. I'm actually feeling a little tired from all the running around. I think I'll just take a nap. Ashley looked at me with silent, understanding eyes. All right then, if you change your mind, you know where to find us. She gave me another quick hug before pairing off with Pandora. Oh, I had an American accent for a second there. Copied her voice. Oops. Ash, why didn't you tell me about your talent? I muttered under my breath before sulking off. Yeah, it seems to be bothering Echo, which is understandable, I guess, but it does make sense that she wouldn't tell her, to some extent. I trudged down the stairs back to the first floor foyer. There I saw Canon in almost the same position as she was when I first met her. She didn't tell me if she had an ultimate title when we introduced ourselves. Perhaps she doesn't have one either. I thought about approaching her to ask, but my throat felt dry. I didn't feel like being disappointed in the case she did have an ultimate talent. I quickly turned the corner before Canon could notice me when... Click, click. I heard the sound of a shutter clicking. Turning at the sound, I saw Canon developing a picture from an instant camera. Huh? How do you have a camera? What do you mean, how? I just thought we were disallowed our personal possessions. I didn't have anything in my room when I asked Ash, and when I asked Ash, she said she didn't have anything in her room either. I'm a photographer. I'm a photographer. Oh my god, why can't I not say that word? I'm a photographer. I need my tools, don't I? So are you the ultimate photographer? Canon didn't reply. Oh wait, that's so funny. She's named Canon like the camera brand. She just bowed her head once in a slight nod. I really like her, even though she seems a bit unpleasant so far. Then the picture you just took, she reluctantly handed me the developed photo. Oh, that's me! Her photo captured the moment I had begun to turn down the hall to avoid speaking to her. I thought she hadn't noticed me. This is, I know what you're thinking. It's a horrible picture of you. I know it is, because it's not a good picture of you, per se. Confused, I stared at the photo longer. I'm not a portrait photographer. I specialize in a composition form called Rückenfigure, which translates literally to back figure in German. I don't expect you to understand. I listlessly handed the photo back to her. That's interesting. Canon silently took the photo and stuck it in her pocket before occupying herself with her camera once more. But I admit I didn't make an attempt to sound enthused. In truth, I wasn't. Canon did have an ultimate talent after all. If that was the case, what was I doing here? My heart and mind were racing. Am I just an anomaly? Was this all a mistake? Did I accidentally take the spot of an actual ultimate student was meant to take? No way. My voice croaked in desperation. Okay, I think Echo has been having some issues so far, and I think that's very interesting, the way it speaks to their character. This lavish mansion was meant to protect ultimate students, those students and their wide-reaching influential skills, those students who were dexterous masters of their craft, those students whose charismatic aura reassured my averageness, those students who created nostalgia-inducing delights, those students who won races upon races with pure skill. Well, she won like half the races, which is not whatever. A repulsion rose in my stomach. I felt my breath shorten, my chest tighten. Oh, we're having a panic attack. Okay. Suddenly I felt weak. What's wrong with you? You're shaking. I barely heard Connell. I left for the front door. I needed to evacuate myself from the overbearing presence of the people who accomplish near impossible feats at such a young age. I was just an insignificant bug who wandered into a lion's den. I can't compete. I don't belong here. I grasped the door handle so tightly I saw my knuckles turn white. But soon... Ugh. Did we get electrocuted? I only saw black. Yeah, I think we just got electrocuted by the door. Oh, we're back in the room. Who brought us back here? I wearily opened my eyes. I was in bed, back in my personal room. Or so I thought. What? Hello. Forte was reclining in the love seat at the corner of his room, combing over what looked like sheets of music. I was in Forte's room. You're awake. He set the leaflet down before approaching me with an offering of water. I graciously accepted the cup and gathered my thoughts. My right hand was tingling. After gaining my composure, I managed to croak out a question. Forte, what happened to me? Curious? That's what I would like to know. Huh? What do you mean? Well, after the welcome announcement, I expected the jazz club, but was quickly uninterested in the venue. I went downstairs to retreat to my personal headquarters for the afternoon, but was promptly stopped at the foot of the stairs by Canon. She said you collapsed at the foot of the foyer's front doors. Canon told me to keep an eye on you and quickly left. I scoffed. How considerate of her to have someone else take care of me. But why you collapsed, she did not say. It came back to me. I wasn't behaving clearly. Yeah, I remember now. I was talking to Canon in the foyer, but I felt a need to escape and was electrocuted when I grabbed the foyer door handle. Electrocuted? Forte was appalled. I, on the other hand, felt nothing. I took another sip of water and closed my eyes. I felt wildly fatigued. Forte looked at me with a concerned silence for a minute. Echo, it might not be my place to say, but you shouldn't feel a need to escape. We're all being generously treated with a safe location to relax in, away from danger. That's the thing you're pointing out, not the fact that the door electrocuted me? No, you don't understand. I don't have an ultimate talent like the rest of you. My head drooped in shame, regret, humiliation. I don't have any skills or talents to offer the world. Why are we so down on ourselves like this? He fell silent again. Be that as it may, you still appear who shouldn't feel outcast from the rest of the group. You must be here thus for a reason. I gazed into the water cup blankly. Come, the rest of the group is in the dining hall. I believe they are just starting dinner. Forte placed a firm hand on my shoulder before offering his hand to help me out of bed. I complied quietly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it off here for now. This is fun, this is really good. So, yeah. I'll save here. This is awesome. Great game, to be honest.